If you've ever struggled with your mental health, or feel like you're stuck in a downward spiral with no sign of a way out, or just lay in bed not wanting to get out, well, let me tell you, firstly, you're not alone, and second, I found something that worked for me.
I'm gonna have to science the shit out of this.
And it could work for you as well. And weirdly, what's been helping me isn't meditation or jogging or even see how much Lego I can fit up my arse.
How much Lego can you stuff up your bum? Oh, for Christ's sake!
It's Super Mario Galaxy, a game I haven't played in years. How did it help? Well, I'll tell you. Lately I've been, well, not great. Low energy, no motivation, that kind of grey fog that makes everything feel heavy. It all started when a good friend of mine died, and it's affected me in ways I wasn't really expecting. Honestly, it hit me for six. Now a quick side note, I'm not making this video in search of sympathy, so please stop typing those comments. I'm saying this because I've always been open and honest with you guys, my friendly subscribers, and I thought you'd appreciate me telling you how it is. And if any of you are struggling,
It's not your fault.
this 10-minute video might help. Also, at the end of the video, I've curated a little list of games, and I think that could help you personally. And because I feel like there's power in nostalgia, I've grouped these into decades so every generation watching might be able to find their own slice of video game therapy. If you're watching me, the chances are you're old.
Simmons is old!
And if you're old, you've probably read a newspaper or two, where you will have read countless articles about how gaming is bad for you, how firing up a copy of Duck Hunt on the NES can be detrimental to your mental well-being. However, a recent causal analysis study found that increased video game engagement was associated with better psychological well-being. This suggests that gaming isn't just a harmless pastime, it can have measurable positive effects on the human brain. Also, some incredibly clever scientists have found links that adding in a nostalgic element can compound the benefits. A quote from the National Library of Medicine stated, "Recent empirical findings from psychology suggest that nostalgia is associated with numerous psychological benefits. For example, nostalgia-prone individuals, those who report higher levels of intensity and frequency of nostalgia, report greater meaning of life. It's even been shown that nostalgic gaming can lower anxiety and even interpersonal traumatic or intrusive thoughts." Before, when I had my own personal mental health crisis, after a good friend of mine died of cancer, I felt incredibly lost, broken, anxious, and even a little bit depressed. Now, I'm not going to pretend that I spent hours researching what could help, but it just happened that around the time I was struggling, Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 were re-released for the Switch, and plonking myself down on the sofa and dropping into that first level has never felt so good. Unlike many modern games, Galaxy eases you into a rhythm, and as I played, I could feel the pleasure centre of my brain lighting up. With short, self-contained levels, there's a low mental barrier to getting started. You can pick up Mario Galaxy in 10-minute blocks, and still feel like you've accomplished something. It's got a pick up and play mentality that won't ever leave you feeling overwhelmed. Also, that low friction to entry lowers anxiety, and grabbing a star at the end of every level rebuilds confidence. Plus, the soft colour palette and calming cosmic backdrop reduces the load on your senses, with a chilled orchestral soundtrack that's uplifting and familiar, even if you haven't heard it before. Galaxy is basically a tiny dopamine machine. Grabbing one star naturally leaves you gagging to grab another, with a rhythm that can counter anxious or intrusive thoughts by keeping your mind gently occupied. Basically, it's a series of little wins to feed the brain, and when you're literally leaping between worlds, your worries seem to sink. Then there's the double benefit of nostalgia. If, like me, Super Mario Galaxy connects to your past, then you get a double benefit. Familiarity provides an emotional safety net, positive memories from the past give you comfort, and returning to an old game you once loved. It feels like meeting up with an old friend, not confronting difficult thoughts of the past. You're not escaping your feelings, just visiting a place you once felt okay. So, if you'd like to try the curative power of games for yourself, I've compiled a short list, in the hopes that you, the viewer, might be able to find something to fix that anxiety-addled brain of yours. Also, I've grouped them into decades depending on when you were born, aiming for games that arrived as you stepped into adulthood that can often be an emotional anchor, which for me was Super Mario Galaxy. Born in the 60s, you were 18 to 20 in the late 70s and early 80s, and here's my picks for you. Pac-Man from 1980. Hypnotic loops, readable rules, steady pacing. Space Invaders from 1978. Musical escalation, pure concentration. Asteroids from 1979. Almost meditative motion once mastered. Centipede from 1980. Tactical satisfying pattern play. If you came of age in the arcade boom, your calm lives in the clean systems and steady rhythm, leading to gripping euphoria. You were 18 to 20 in the late 80s. And here's my choices for your game. Super Mario Bros. 3 from 1990. Short wins, playful variety, generous design. Tetris from 1989. A proven mental reset game for anxious spirals. Mega Man 2 from 1988. Tough but playable. Mastery feels earned. Final Fantasy from 1990. Slow, predictable, turn-based calm. Late NES teams got games that were demanding, but not chaotic. Born in the 80s, you were 18 to 20 in the mid to late noughties. And here's what I've picked for you. Super Mario Galaxy from 2007. Awe, flow, tiny victories, emotional lightness. Katamari Damacy from 2004. Joyful rhythm, perfect brain detox. Shadow of Colossus from 2005. Slow, thoughtful, perspective-shifting brilliance. Okami from 2006. A calm art style, gentle exploration, meditative pacing. If you grew up with retro instincts, then familiarity is going to be your friend. Born in the 90s, you were 18 to 20 in the early 2010s, which is why I'm going to suggest Journey from 2012. Serene, supportive, and no punishment. Flower from 2009. Literally designed to soothe the brain. Minecraft from 2011. Control, order, low pressure creativity. Portal from 2011. Calm logic puzzles with gentle humour. If you came of age in HD, your comfort isn't necessarily retro, just the best serene games of all time. Born in the 2000s, you were 18 to 20 very, very recently. And here's my suggestions for you. A Short Hike from 2019. Zero Pressure, Pure Warmth. Stardew Valley from 2016. Routine, Predictability, and Safe Loops. Celeste from 2018. Hard but kind, and a game literally about anxiety. Outer Wilds from 2019. Awe, Curiosity, and Perspective over Panic. Modern comfort isn't found in the loud. It's thoughtful, gentle, and kind. Now, being the responsible dad that I am, here are some micro tips that I've thought about, so you don't have to. Firstly, avoid games that tend towards gambling mechanics or reward play through loot boxes. An article from The Australian says, a positive relationship was found between risky loot box buying and depression, anxiety, stress, and impulsivity. But playing games that are linked to increasing mental health worries feels counterintuitive. I'm looking at you, Fortnite. Next, keep your gaming sessions short. A 10-minute gaming session can do more than kill time. It can keep bad memories from cementing. So choosing games that are easy to pick up and play is great if you're aiming to improve your mental health. And finally, make gaming sessions social. Anxiety tends to trap you in your own head. Social play can gently pull you out of it. You benefit from connections without the pressure of serious conversations, and there's something on the screen to keep things light and distract if the conversation ever gets too heavy. So there we have it, my peek into how to tell your family and friends that games are actually good for you. However, this next bit is incredibly important for me to say for you to remember. Playing retro games isn't a replacement for therapy. If anxiety, depression, or any other mental health issues are crushing you, then fuck it, seek professional help. So finally, if you're struggling and need to give your mental health a boost, play something nostalgic. You might just be surprised by the curative power that the games sitting on your shelves have to offer. Good night.